Well, thank you, Starlord, for telling us. Hello, everyone. Mr. Storkin here. Welcome back to Disney Infinity 2.0 as a special part of our D23 showcase. And today is Star Wars Day. Yeah, I know we chose the one that has the game going on for Star Wars, but there's plenty to talk about with Star-Lords. Star Wars, not Star-Lord. But we are using Star-Lord because I'm going to show you something really interesting. For those who don't know, in the game, once you collect all of the Disney Infinity 2.0 figures, you'll be able to unlock a special reward. This is kind of going to be the time of special rewards in this game, but doing so will get you Luke's Landspeeder. Now, because this is Star Wars' 50th anniversary coming up, I feel like it was like the perfect thing to really cover for this because, well, it just felt, well, awesome. As it's on a Lazy Susan right there. Very interesting. But I know you're wondering, like, hey, mate, should you drive it? I should. Because there are so many exciting things that we could talk about for the upcoming Star Wars anniversary. Don't know why I'm taking the camera all weird there. But let's get to it and head on over to a toy box. Now, I am just going to use my regular toy box. I do not have any of my power discs. I did want to try and get them for you because, well, yeah. But at the same time, I've been moving a whole lot. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting adjusted. I'm just so I can get ready to play. But yeah, Star Wars is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. And I guess there's a lot to talk about it, but we should also see the Landspeeder, which is, again, very significant. Much louder than I thought. What I had to do, because we had experienced so much lag when we were covering the characters individually, is what I ended up doing is that I had to go through and basically move it over to a drive.
Keep me down.
And it honestly sounds so much better. But anyway, we're gonna try and load up the toys so we can show off classic works, instant fun, did I say farming, platforming toys, creative toys, templates, racetrack, decorations, plants, terrain, characters, critters. I like how Schmebulok, the gnome is actually the gnome is not there. That's whoa. I don't know what I was doing there. Whoa. Okay, whoa. Okay, I don't know what I was doing there. I was trying to get to Schmebulok because Schmebulok was fun. But let's get over to hi, I'm Morlock. Captain Marvel. Hello to the vehicles. I'm really hoping we can find. I love the horses there. The Interceptor, Scarab, Mind Transfer. I love the Milanos there. I'm trying to find the Landspeeder, and there's Luke Skywalker's Landspeeder. So yeah, I'm very excited about using the Landspeeder in this because, well, it just looks so dang cool. But I punch this, I hop right on in to the Landspeeder. So yeah, this is the Landspeeder that Luke Skywalker had from, Star Wars. I'm trying to do some tricks. Oh, I love that they're playing the Star Wars theme. It's going to give me copyright problems, but okay. Whoa. But okay, I think I should just go through and talk about, like, some really exciting elements as we're just falling to our infinite death there. How wonderful as we go past the gravity fall sign. As we, again, fall off. You know, if Luke had a Landspeeder, he would totally just be crushing it in while not shooting Wampa Rats. But anyway, it's hard to believe that Star Wars is getting to its 50th celebration. And oddly enough, some weird stuff is going on for the celebration of Star Wars' 50th, which I find really odd, to say the least. So for those who'd like to know, at the moment, Star Wars is going through I'm doing great, by the way. So for those who don't know, Star Wars is going to celebrate its 50th anniversary this year. And to celebrate this, they are doing multiple things. They are re-releasing Star Wars Episode 4 back in the theaters, which I will gladly attend. I forgot how to boost, and I do apologize for that. Oh, it's just Y. Wonderful. Now this is what we call pod racing. Why not make that joke? Because, yeah. Well, anyway, as I was saying, Star Wars is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, which, again, should be very interesting to see how they are going to handle it. Episode 4 is re-showing in theaters, and also because of the celebration, there is a new Star Wars movie coming out called Star Wars Starfighter, directed by Sean Levy. As we pop the hood there, okay. I'm trying to do a backwards. I could just do that, but that would just make me fall. No! we're doing wonderful. I love how that's kind of spun. It doesn't have any cannons. I'd be surprised if it did, because after all, it's a Landspeeder. But okay, that worked out well. Yeah, we're doing great. I love that we're doing spectacular. Oh, okay. Let's back her up. Beep, 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 beep. I know it sounds like that's not lower accurate. But anyway, I want to get back on the track. Thank you. So anyway, Star Wars is celebrating its 50th anniversary. In doing that, they're doing multiple things, including re-releasing Episode 4, a new Star Wars film called Star Wars Starfighter, which actually will come out on the anniversary of Episode 4, which feels really odd, but really awesome saying, directed by Sean Levy. And for those who also like to know, he recently announced the Ghost Rider director, which is very interesting because he and Ryan Gosling were able to work together on that film. Really interesting, but I'm not really here to talk about it. I'm here to talk about like what's going to go on with Star Wars Starfighter. Now, Sean Levy has said in like a lot of his interviews that he personally thinks that it's more of a personal connection between a father and his son, which Star Wars is kind of known for. It has a stacked cast including Ryan Gosling, Matt Smith, Amy Adams, and the guy playing Jon Stewart. I do apologize. I think his name is Aaron. I feel really bad for saying that. I just for no discernible reason, I fell again. God damn. You could just probably make a dream game about how many times I just fail in like all of this. So yeah. Anywho, as I was saying, I could have cut through that pirate course, but I did not. Star Wars, but the main thing that they're doing is celebrating the Star Wars experience, which is a museum experience coming oddly enough to Philadelphia. I don't live in Philadelphia. I don't think I'll ever get a chance to experience. It's like, why am I just doing really shitty? I'm just constantly falling off. Like how that little boost did nothing. And we're going to try and get back on the course because, yeah, we spin around. That's how you get things done. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting because Star Wars is at a very interesting point right now. The main project going on is Star Wars Starfighter. Maybe there's a mystery movie. Whoa, thank you again for crashing into there, as we have the Rey trilogy that we're supposed to look forward to. I don't think anything's going to be talked about at D23 if someone's like, hey, what do you think's going to be talked about at D23 regarding Star Wars? In all honesty, Starfighter trailer, and they did see there was going to be a booth where you could, I don't know how much I believe this, where you could basically go and get frozen in carbonite. More power to you. I mean, I wouldn't get frozen in carbonite because that just means you did something either really wrong. I'm trying to do some cool tricks in it because that feels like the right way to go as I do an awesome, not really awesome jump there, but it works nonetheless. Regarding that, but I should talk about the, how interesting the Star Wars again was included for 50 years, which feels really odd, but again, Star Wars, in my opinion, is just a classic film. The fan base is very divided at the moment, which is something that I don't really like. I love that we're just passing through the Gravity Falls area because it just works out in our favor. The Star Wars community is very jaded, and I'm not the biggest fan of that it's jaded. I really hope that we can all just kind of come together on our on the anniversary, the 50th anniversary, and just really appreciate. I would really love for there to be some documentaries about Star Wars, and it also seems like Lego is getting ready to celebrate its 50th Star Wars anniversary, but because apparently there's going to be a George Lucas Lego set. Really cool because I know at the moment the George Lucas is a very sought after minifigure in the Lego community, so I definitely see that being a possibility as we are just scooting right along here. So yeah, I feel really odd about having the Iron Man sky, but again, I didn't really change the sky on this one. I just kind of went in like, okay, let's just go into this. But anyway, I think this is going a lot better than our individual character showcase that we did for whoa, as I completely fall there. That's wonderful. I'm gonna back up because this just looks cool. It looks cooler. Hey, I went forward by going backwards, so take that, Doc. I listened to what you said. Anywho, let's boost on through because yeah, I'm gonna do a little cool jump. That did not work at all. But yeah, I do hope that they will talk about some exciting stuff coming in for Star Wars to celebrate its 50th anniversary, which again feels really odd. But something I'm very excited that they are, well, doing. I'm going to try and do a cool jump there. Okay, kind of worked. Not a whole lot, but, you know, it just worked out decently. Like I said, targeted story, I believe that's the Death Star. I'm going to just go through here and just be like, hey, because it's the 50th anniversary of Star Wars that it is celebrating, what is your favorite Star Wars moment? Like how it says rotate the camera. While editing, okay. I mean, you lied to me. What is your favorite Star Wars moment? I think without a doubt my favorite Star Wars moment is definitely from Star Wars Episode 5. Sorry, I was reading the name of the reason. It's Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back, in my opinion, is one of the best sequels of all time. I had to do that type of role. It is the sequel that elevated Star Wars, made Star Wars so much better, and we all know that famous twist. I was talking with someone about it, being like, hey, do you think, like, the line is just so famous that, like, it kind of ruins the movie because everyone knows the twist now? And to that understanding, I can 100% see someone be like, yeah, Star Wars, I know the plot twist, so what's the point of watching it? And also the Darth Vader line. But, yeah, I think it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. I love that Star Wars has very much encouraged a lot of the community. There's a lot of Star Wars fans out there, and Star Wars was able to not only inspire a current generation, but inspire a whole lot of other generations of Star Wars fans, like Jon Favreau, director of The Mandalorian, Grogu, and The Mandalorian, being like, hey, I'm a big fan of that. I'm genuinely curious what's going on over there. If that issue's a race, I'm all for it. Watch as I did nothing, as I punched the vehicle. How wonderful. Don't really know what that did, but okay. I just kind of wanted to get out of the car for a moment, because why not? As we completely destroy it. But yeah, I very much do love that Star Wars is able to connect a lot of people together. And even though it's been very questionable in recent times due to a lot of the fan base, I do love that we can celebrate. And at the D23 Expo, I will be sure to check it out. One of my favorite memories actually at the D23 Expo for Star Wars was seeing the Darth Vader costume on display and the Obi-Wan Kenobi one. Actually, that was the one time they went just full Lucasfilm because they were promoting Willow, the new Indiana Jones movie, and so much more. And I was just really impressed and really happy with them at the time. So we are going to do, I think, one more lap and then end the video because this is just me being like, this is a cool ride, and you just listen to my random commentary. Oh yeah, Ahsoka. I think they'll talk about Ahsoka Season 2. I would be very much surprised if Ahsoka Season 2 was not a possibility, as I fall to my demise. That's what you get for talking about Ahsoka Season 2, which feels like a joke at this point. That's never coming out. Gives me no reason to just kind of race to the track. I eventually made it. Do I think they'll talk about the Star Wars games? I'd be surprised. There's like 3 aside from Knights of the Old Republic, as I fall again to my death. How wonderful. It's the pod racing game, which I'm forgetting, and Zero Company. I can't remember what the name of it was. What's going on? I love that it looks like a toy. Sorry. That is such a small detail that I kind of love. That you can see the toy, like, battery input in there. Great. This is a great final lap, by the way. We're doing excellent. What just happened there? I did not touch the controller that much. I know it's supposed to, like, leap, but, like, I barely touched it, guys. Like, barely touched it. Okay. Let's go for the drifting, because why not? Oh, boy, that did not quite work out as well as I'd hoped. But, yeah. Hello, Scooters, McDucks, Bolts, and Dr. Human Smart Evil Incorporated, which, by the way, apparently they announced they're doing a graphic novel Star Wars special, as I can go in the completely opposite direction of the track. But I think this is a great point to end this part on. Thank you oh so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it does help us out with the YouTube algorithm. And we'll see you guys next time with more exciting Star Wars and D23 content, as today is Star Wars Day. We don't have a lot planned for Star Wars Day, which is saying something, but yeah, it's the day of the baseball game, so yeah, as we crash. That felt like a fitting conclusion. Star-Lord just got hit there. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time with more exciting Disney Infinity content for this year's D23 stuff, and until then, that's it for me. Bye-bye.